we are looking at setter and getter methods. I'm writing 6 sides a dice. Self.sides equals sides. So the basic init method is going to create a die with 6 sides. That will be the default unless we modify it within the class. So let's think about what functions we want. We'll have one which set the sides.
Can you zoom in a bit, please?
We'll put in pass for that. We want one that then gets the sides, or gets a number of sides.
Thanks, that's a lot better.
I'll put get sides because it's less typing.
Subscribe, yeah?
And also, let's just put in a random function at the end for a laugh, if you think that's funny, which you may or may not. I'm not going to judge you if you think that's amusing. So, create a die. Singular of dice. Dice is 2, or 2 or more. 1 die. So we have a function which sets the number of sides if we want to modify it from 6. And then we'll call a function which actually retrieves the number of sides. Setter and getter methods are not mentioned often in beginner or intermediate books. They'll often feature inheritance and overriding and even static methods and decorators, but I've only found one tutorial which really focused on setter and getter methods and their importance. I think it was a lynda.com tutorial series. Anyway, too much talking, get on with it. Set sides. So what we want to do is, right, variable number of sides equals inputs how many sides. Update from default. And for those of you who don't know, yes, I am using idle, which is free, and it's good here because it's got a very clear font for you all to see whilst I do all this typing. So how many sides? Update from default. So the user enters the number of sides in, and then it goes into the variable ns, which then feeds into self, which is the instance of the object. Next, print. Then we'll use an f string. Number of sides equals self.sides. So it gets the number of sides from the instance and then prints it to the screen. So setter, getter. Those are both inside the object or inside the class. So the information is not available outside of the class, which makes it self-contained, which is the whole point. The data or the values can't be meddled with. So die equals die, create instance, there we go. a equals die dot get underscore sides. So we'll get the number of sides and then we'll print that will print the number of sides. So we've created an instance, we get the number of sides, so that will be 6 because that's just getting what was set up here. And then let's change the number of sides. A equals die dot set sides, and that'll prompt for a new number of sides. A equals die dot get sides. That will get the updated number of sides and display it, so we can see that it's being updated with the user input. And then let's just do die.roll die at the end, and that will choose a random number of sides in between. I still need to do that, so answer equals random between 1 and 6. I think that's right. Let's test it, see what happens, shall we? Save as die.py. So the number of sides 6, that was what we put as the default in the class. How many sides update from default, so that's running the set sides method. So we'll put in 8, then it does get sides, gets the number of sides which was 8, and at the end we just do number of sides from random roll die, and that gives us 3. Run it again. 6 is default. We're going to we'll put in our value of 9. So then it tells us that we've entered 9 because it collects that from the instance. And then we do a random one again just for a good measure, and it gives us 5. That's all there is to it. It's often overlooked, as I say. So getter and setter methods. If you've picked up any books, you'll see stuff about let me see what I've got in mind here. Yeah, using child classes, overriding the parent class, incrementing an attribute's value through a method. Yeah, so they allude to it here, but I think as I say, the lynda.com tutorials were the only ones that really spelled it out, which elsewhere it's just been, I don't know, brushed under the carpet maybe. So, yeah, not much comedy today really. It's, I don't know, everything's a little bit subdued at the moment, what with global events which we all are suffering and experiencing, and well, what is there to do? If you're all working from home, then well, that's either keeping you out of mischief, or if you work from home anyway, then you've got all the drawbacks of still working with none of the benefits of sport, entertainment, socialising if you're into that sort of thing, and social isolation. What's all that about? But we've got YouTube, so keep watching. Have a look at my other videos, because some of them actually are crude. They're crude in as much as there's lots of fucking swearing, and they're also crude in the sort of production value. As I've been doing them for about a year now, and I started off with Raspberry Pi as the main sort of focus, but I think Python is, I don't know, what do you think? Python is more interesting to more people, I would say, and a DIY CNC machine, whilst I find it very interesting, it's actually quite an expensive hobby to try and build one and do it properly. I think I'll leave that to one day when I'm rich. I'm a rich YouTube channeler from my 100 odd subscribers. I don't know, I like making these videos because it helps me I can always refer back to them actually. So if you make the videos and then you're doing another project, you think, oh, how did I do that? What did I do then? And then you can go back and just look on YouTube. I mean, that, to be honest, I was using YouTube to store my code before I started using GitHub. So yeah, GitHub, if any of you are still not sort of getting into it, I'm far from an expert at the command line side of GitHub, but it does at least allow you to store your code, and you can do it from their interface, which is, you know, it's better than nothing. And yeah, try cloning sites. You can download other people's code. You can also, if you ever do tutorials from books and so on, go on Google, and eventually if you Google the title of the tutorial from a book, say Chapter 9 Space Invader game or something, put it into Google, and often somebody else has already done that and they've typed all the code out for you, even with the solution. And yeah, it's just good. I'd recommend GitHub if you haven't already, you know. A lot of you already, this is just, I'm teaching everyone to suck eggs here, but yeah, have a look at GitHub and just copy the code and look at other people's code. If you think it's rubbish, then modify it, tell them. I mean, Maxim Korsh, the Code Monkey King, he's seen some of my code, and yeah, it's great. He looks at it and he says, oh, you should be doing it this way, and or this is another way to do it, and I'm really grateful for that. I looked at his scraper tutorials, and yeah, I did his number 2 on the chambers, so there's an earlier video about that. So yeah, go on GitHub, look at other people's code, modify other people's code, post your own code, let other people fix that. What's not to like? And if you get really bored, you can just go on ITV4 in the UK and watch an old episode of The Sweeney if you want to sort of, I don't know. Sometimes all this IT stuff just does your head in and you think, oh, I just want to escape from it all. And if it's raining outside, I just like to go back and watch some 1970s sort of program of fighting and car chases. Probably makes me a bit weird, but I think most people probably knew that already. So yeah, I run out of things to say. I'll see you next time.